Hi, everyone. Kelly Jones with Remax, checking in with all of my friends and clients and family today to provide you with a little bit more insight on the real estate market during this pandemic we're all dealing with. I've received a ton of calls recently asking me to explain in greater detail how real estate is really being affected. And no doubt most of you received plenty of emails from realtors telling you that they're here for you and how they can help you get through this lockdown, which is nice. But what are they really telling you about what's happening with the real estate industry today? So here's a quick snapshot of the San Diego market, and hopefully you find it helpful. First and foremost, California Association of Realtors, which is CAR, and the San Diego Association of Realtors, which is SDAR, have implemented a set of regulatory guidelines that realtors today need to comply with. Aside from the standard face mask and gloves and booties, if they're available, they've created a form for the prospective buyer to sign indicating that they've not been sick, they haven't been exposed to COVID, and they haven't traveled to any of the high-risk areas. This form should be provided to the potential buyers at the time they would like to enter an active listing when they're accompanied by their realtor. SDAR is also encouraging buyers and sellers to comply with not only just the ever-changing world of the real estate market today, but get on board with the technology and the virtual tools that now exist as well. If businesses can handle their clients remotely, then that should be the protocol until it becomes absolutely necessary for the agent to meet on site with their clients and either the prospective buyer or the seller. Open houses are off the table for now. It is what it is. But a few weeks ago, CAR notified everyone that real estate is now an essential service and the business should continue as usual, but in a modified platform. So as this market moves forward, most realtors are doing their best to navigate this crazy time in the real estate community online. It is what it is. So let's talk numbers real quick. As of this past weekend, I just ran these numbers just the other day. In San Diego County alone, there have been over 1,488 new listings. These are important numbers for you to understand. 106 properties have been actively listed per day in San Diego County over the past 14 days. 1,217 of those properties actually closed. That's 86 per day over the last 14 days, going from this weekend back. And but the most important number that sticks out for me is the number of pending sales in that same time period. There have been 931 properties that have actually went into escrow that are sold. That's 66 per day in a market that's virtually shut down. The pending sales show us a trend that the market's still active. The added factor is also that it now takes not only just what used to be the norm of 30 days prior to the pandemic, it now takes an average of about 45 days to close an escrow, and that's simply because of the companies having to navigate with online services. So it is you've added a couple of weeks for the closing period. So given the unprecedented nature of COVID-19 and how it's going to impact real estate values, no one really knows for sure. But what we do know is this is nothing like the crash of the market of 2008. None of the variables that led to this crash were or are evident presently. So the market was firing on all cylinders prior to the pandemic, and we know that. The economy has never been stronger, and consumer confidence was at an all-time high with real estate. But saying that the market's not going to be affected moving into the future would be irresponsible on anyone's part. It's anticipated that the market will remain strong once the shelter in place is lifted. Most forecasting models and professionals agree with this, but it won't take long for the real estate market, in my opinion, to get back up to full steam. But given the uncertainty and the volatility of the stock market, there's going to be some changes. Liquidity is the prime consideration in this company's ability to qualify and purchase for real estate. And we know that, and that's both on the residential and commercial side. Liquidity's taken a hit during this crisis. Not as bad as 2008 by any means, but it's taken a hit. And we won't know the full impact until the economy begins to rebuild in the short term. And this is where people like me come in. The lack of overall liquidity will have an impact on the purchasing power, and that trend will have an impact on market values. And when that happens, each of you will need to know precisely where you stand with regards to your real estate assets. Whether it's your primary residence or your portfolio of investment properties, knowledge is critical, and having accurate information will be of the utmost importance in making a good fundamental decision on whether you buy, sell, or you stay put. Most of you know I got my start in the real estate industry 35 years ago as an appraiser. I started my own company, grew it to one of the largest companies in Southern California with over 65 appraisers and multiple offices in San Diego and Orange County. 20 years ago, my business model grew and my real estate brokerage and representing buyers and sellers took precedent, which is now how most of you know me as a Remax broker and a partner in 2 offices here in San Diego. I have a complete understanding of the factors affecting current real estate values with 35 years of valuation analysis and market trend reporting, along with a successful history of representing happy and satisfied clients during the buying and selling process. We're all going to get through this and hopefully come out the wiser for it. But not only are you going to need professional representation with an extensive digital media platform and social media insight on both the listing and sales side, but a complete and total confidence that your real estate professional of choice is fully capable of providing accurate and up-to-the-minute value information and forecasting data. That would be me or at least somebody with my resume. I'm sending regular market updates to any of my buyers and sellers and investors that are interested. You can contact me anytime you want to receive those reports, and I'd be happy to review your present housing situation, your primary residence, and provide you with answers to any of the questions that COVID-19 world we're living in and how it's impacted your values. So that's the long and short of it for now. Stay safe, stay connected to family, and hopefully we'll see you all soon.